In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 11, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Charleston versus North Carolina. The Charleston Cougars will meet with the number 1 North Carolina Tar Heels in early season non-conference action on Friday evening. The Cougars went 16-14 last year and defeated Chattanooga in the season opener. The Tar Heels were able to defeat UNC Wilmington in their first game of the season. North Carolina logged a 94-83 win against Charleston last season. Charleston is 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games overall and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games, while the over is 7-1 in their last 8 games overall. UNC is 9-1 against the spread in their last 11 games following an against the spread loss, and 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games against a team with a winning percentage above .600, while the over is 7-1 in their last 8 games overall. I get the case to be made for the Tar Heels laying the points at home, but we saw what happened with UNC against UNC Wilmington, and so I'm a bit hesitant to jump back on them so soon after that incident. North Carolina looked sluggish in its opening night victory over UNC Wilmington, but nevertheless was able to win by 13 points. The Tar Heels will have another difficult time covering the spread when they play against Charleston. North Carolina failed to cover the number when winning by 13 over UNC Wilmington as 23.5-point home chalk, and look for a similar outcome on Friday. Charleston has covered the number in 6 of its last 7. This is a really good Charleston team, and I just believe that the Cougars will show up and make this final score a lot closer than some folks would think. So the Charleston Cougars to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both teams finished inside the top 40 in Ken Palm's adjusted tempo metric last season, with Charleston ranking 2nd and North Carolina finishing 39th. These two got together last season as well and played an 85-possession game. Ken Palm projects this year's game to play to 76 possessions, but it seems likely that is too low based on last year. It's likely that we see North Carolina very anxious to play a game at their preferred tempo, as they were forced to play a slower-paced game against UNC Wilmington in their opener. From a matchup perspective, we should expect a monster game from Armando Bacot. Charleston's primary weakness last season was their interior defense, ranking 291st in field goal percentage defense at the rim per hoop math. On the other end of the court, Charleston is going to look to play almost exclusively in transition. Per Synergy, the Cougars ranked 18th nationally in transition offense rate a season ago. It's likely they will be able to score efficiently in transition in this matchup, as North Carolina ranked just 257th in points per possession allowed in transition last year. Expect a fun, high-scoring game, as this game will likely be played at a blistering pace. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Villanova versus Temple. The 2022-2023 NCAA men's basketball schedule continues on Friday as the Villanova Wildcats take on the Temple Owls at the Liacouras Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Number 16 Villanova is coming off an 81-68 victory over LaSalle University on Monday. Temple dropped their opener when they lost to Wagner in overtime on Monday, 76-73. These teams have not faced each other since February 2020, when the Wildcats beat the Owls 76-56. Villanova has defeated Temple in each of the last 7 meetings dating back to 2014. Villanova went 20-16-2 against the spread last season, with a 16-22 over-under record. Temple went 17-12 against the spread last year, with a 12-18 over-under record. The favorite is 16-5 against the spread in the last 21 meetings. The under is 5-2 in Temple's last 7 home games. Villanova will find themselves back in Big 5 action this Friday against a bit of a together opponent. Temple's got what you need to give any team trouble in the college game, and that's guard play. This isn't to say Nova is lacking in that department. They just don't have two guys that can fill it up like that. The anti is always up for these PIA matchups, and there's a reason this spread opens so low. Temple has a chance to erase game one, but they're not spotting them enough points here to appeal. The Wildcats looked sharp enough in their opener to trust this manageable margin, and it feels like a spot not to overthink in. They have won 7 straight in this series, all against the spread by an average margin of 18 points. Villanova runs much deeper than Temple but tends to ride their starters, and that is a very seasoned group that should be a nightmare for the Owls. If Wagner can beat Temple by 3 at home, then the 16th ranked Wildcats should do much more damage. This seems like a very favorable number for the Wildcats, so the Villanova Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Villanova Wildcats are averaging 81 points on 55.8% shooting and allowing 68 points on 40% shooting. The Villanova Wildcats are shooting 65% from beyond the arc and 90.9% from the free throw line. The Villanova Wildcats are allowing 40% shooting from deep and are grabbing 30 rebounds per game. The Temple Owls are averaging 73 points on 38.9% shooting and allowing 76 points on 42.2% shooting. The Temple Owls are shooting 25% from beyond the arc and 86.7% from the free throw line. The Temple Owls are allowing 28% shooting from deep and are grabbing 31 rebounds per game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Duquesne versus Kentucky. 4th-ranked Kentucky plays host to Duquesne in a non-conference matchup between two teams that won their season openers and blowouts. Duquesne easily won their season game, and any win is a good one for a team that went 6-24 last season and lost their last 17 games. The team has several new faces, and they look to forget about last season, and a good start would be putting up a fight against a Kentucky team that is ranked 4th in the nation and has national title hopes. Kentucky also won their opener with ease, also like Duquesne looked to get over last season, where they were shocked in the first round of the Big Dance, losing as the 2nd seed in their region. No shock that the team is loaded again and they have the talent to win the title, which they have not done since 2012. Kentucky looked good without All-American Oscar Tshiebwe patrolling the middle, which is a good sign for BBN. Jacob Toppin looks like he's in for a bigger role this season, after double-doubling in the opener with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Transfer Antonio Reeves and CJ Frederick poured in 20 points apiece, with the former hitting 6 threes. Freshman guard Casson Wallace flirted with a triple-double in his debut, and he figures to be the lead ball handler this season. Duquesne went 10-20 against the spread last season, with a 15-15 over-under record. Kentucky went 15-19 against the spread last year, with a 17-17 over-under record. Kentucky is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 Friday games. Duquesne is 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games versus teams with winning records. Nothing unseen happening here, just another talented Kentucky team prepping for an early season clash with Michigan State next week. The Dukes have an inexperienced team in terms of playing together specifically and are hitting the road to play in the always tough Rupp Arena. Kentucky freshman Wallace had a rather significant coming-out party in the opener, and he looked like a seasoned veteran in his first ever college basketball game. The Dukes' 64% shooting in the opener will be a distant memory against the length and athleticism of the Wildcats. Since Rupp Arena was built in 1976, the Wildcats have won nearly 90% of their games in that arena. The line is not higher only because of the uncertainty of Kentucky's 3 starters. Duquesne's outburst in Game 1 may be a good sign of things to come, but they'll head into the Bluegrass overmatched here. The Wildcats looked flawless without their best player, and that momentum should carry into Friday night. Don't fear the line. Kentucky's talent level is far superior to Duquesne, so the Kentucky Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Kentucky's offense didn't skip a bit against Howard despite the depleted lineup, and that trend should continue here as they play their 2nd straight game at home. The Wildcats shot 55% from the field overall and buried 45% of their long-range shots. The Dukes were red-hot against Montana, drilling 64% of their shot. While that number will go down against a far more talented Wildcats team, it bodes well for Duquesne to push this one past the total even if they get within 15% of that shooting number. Each team scored over 90 points in their opener against inferior opponents, but a total close to 160 seems reasonable in this matchup. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.